What's going on, you guys? It is so breezy. It is very cloudy, and I think it's a high of 73. And of course, as usual, I have my daughter with me. And you know what that means? It is another beautiful day in Indy. Welcome back to Klaudless in Indy. I'm Klaudless, and I'm in Indy. And fortunately for you, it is another beverage review. And what am I reviewing today? Well, as you can see here, I have two ciders from Ash Elm Cider Company. I may or may not roll the intro, and then we're gonna get right into it. All right, so you're probably wondering, yo Klaudless, yo Christian, why aren't you doing a beer? Well, you see, as you guys know, I work at the Sun King Brewing Company location, or the tap room in Carmel, Indiana. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend checking it out. And if you kind of want to get a kind of a view of what it looks like or where it's at, check out my previous video. I think it's my last video that I posted, where I run on the Monon Trail. I'm starting at the Midtown Plaza in Carmel, but I digress. So we actually serve these there, and these are pretty much the two ciders that we serve of theirs. Now, Ash Elm, they do have a multitude of ciders, some pretty crazy and interesting ciders, and I haven't yet got the opportunity to try them out, but I haven't even tried these. You know, people ask me, hey, how are the ciders? And because we don't serve these on draft and only on cans, I haven't tried them, unless, of course, someone lets me have a sip or something like that. You know, or I try it on my own time off the clock as a shifty. But you know what, I decided, you know what, today is going to be the day that I try these ciders out. Now, I'll admit I'm not really a cider person. I'll have a cider every now and then, but I typically don't drink a lot of ciders. But that doesn't mean I don't like ciders. I just prefer beer more if there's beer. You know, but so I want to say one of the more popular ciders out there is Angry Orchard, and I do get a lot of people asking me, hey, do you have Angry Orchard, or do you have something like Angry Orchard? And I say no, but we do have Ash Elm, which is a local cidery right here in Indianapolis. You may also have seen their ciders around. I do know for a fact that they do have it on draft or on tap at Primeval in Noblesville, but I personally haven't seen it at any other bar besides Primeval and Sun King. But let me I guess show you guys this here. Also, if you're wondering where it is, I believe it's on East Washington Street downtown. I've driven by it like a million times, but I've yet to actually have stopped by there. but soon. So let's read the can here. If they have this on the website, I will post just a picture of it, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. Also, my daughter is here if you see a black box. Every cider from Ash Elm Cider Company is made with care to provide a balanced and nuanced modern beverage, never from concentrate and naturally gluten-free. Our ciders are made with fresh pressed regional apples, whole fruits, and all natural ingredients. Honestly, that's what I like to hear. And this one right here is their semi-sweet cider, also called the Wayfinder. Let me move these here to the side, actually. And both these cans have something special here, the black boxes, so I guess kind of describe the cider a little bit. So with this one, with a fresh apple aroma and a balanced sweetness, semi-sweet is a refreshingly drinkable cider. And then they actually have of course, the ingredients on the bottom of the can there. If you guys want to see that, what it says: apple juice, cane sugar, malic acid, and sulfites, which we know of that from wine. And this is a 12-ounce can, and surprise, surprise, they actually put the ABV, or the alcohol by volume, on here, which is 6.4%. Wow, honestly, I was not expecting that. That's like, that's literally IPA levels here, okay? so we're gonna get into we're gonna crack this can open, and then we will move on to the cherry cider here, and I'll go over the same thing I went with the semi-sweet here. Let's crack it open. And you know what? I think I'm gonna use this glass right here because it is so colorful, and I think it kind of matches the can here. Got my 2 wine glasses, so we'll move that one over to the side. All right, let's do this here. Look at that, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Whether it's beer or wine or spirits, I just love seeing the pour in the glass. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. It's almost a light golden color there. I want to say it's not necessarily straw. It's kind of I mean, it reminds me of what apple juice would look like very light apple juice. It's got a little bit of head there. And the aroma is very strong. It smells. Let me take off my glasses. My daughter keeps trying to get into the frame here. She's finally tall enough and walking that she can actually do that now. But I mean, it smells exactly as I expected. While it does smell like apple juice, you can smell the heat. You can definitely smell the heat in it. Crazy. I mean, I guess that's why it's called cider. You know? Or rather, hard cider. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's really good. I mean, so these have been out of the fridge for probably a good 15 minutes now. So they're not extremely cold. All right, where was I? So, to readjust the camera. So this is very, very light on the palate. Very easy drinking. It's not too sweet at all. And it's not too dry at all either. I mean, it's a little dry. I mean, it does say literally semi-sweet on the can. And I personally think that kind of describes that perfectly. Wow, but that is really good. Very, very easy drinking, very light. And yeah, I mean, this is a perfect beverage, in my opinion, for a day like this, where it's not too hot, but there is a breeze, so it's feeling good. I can still wear shorts, short sleeve, and I'm just staying cool with this drink here, with this cider. Very refreshing is what I would describe it as. But at 6.4% ABV, you know, definitely would have to be careful with these. But for someone who, you know, isn't into beer, but you still want, and you don't necessarily want to go to wine, I think this is a perfect substitute. Absolutely. It's going to be light, easy drinking, easy on the stomach. Not going to be too much. I think it's exactly what someone who likes ciders, it doesn't necessarily want a beer or crave for beers, may want, in my opinion. But then again, there are those who, you know, they love their Angry Orchard. You know, there are some of those who love their brands. But this, I think, is absolutely perfect. All right, and this is coming from someone I've never had this before. This was my first time ever trying the semi-sweet cider, the Wayfinder here. So now onto the cherry tart. So as you guys can see here, just the difference in can design, it is pink, or you can say going from a pink to a salmon to almost a red there. It's getting bright here, but my daughter loves playing with my sunglasses, so I'm letting her play with those. But now let's read what it has on here. Fermented with Montmorency. Is that right? Montmorency? You guys see that? If you want to pause the video. Montmorency Cherries Sunset is a rose-colored cider that's tart, sweet, and a perfect blend of apple and cherry fruitness. And just like the previous can, the ingredients are on the bottom. And the ingredients are apple juice, cane sugar, Montmorency cherries, malic acid, and sulfites. So the only difference here is the addition of the cherries. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. All right, with the warm weather also comes the bugs, so there are a lot of bugs flying around here. Okay, and I'm hoping that my the ciders don't attract them. I mean, it's not like they're overly sweet, but still, you know, there's still sugars in there. As I just said, there's cane sugar, so they might be attracted to that. Not 100% sure. Not sure if that's a thing. I mean, it's not like these have been sitting out, but if I can smell it, you know, the bugs may also smell it too. All right. Anyways, I digress. Let's do the pour. Okay. Look at that, you guys. Whoop, hello. Look at that. It does indeed. I'm not sure how it looks on the camera, but at least to me, it kind of resembles, I want to say almost a dark rosé. You know, maybe a rosé that's been aged a little bit. And of course, I'm talking about wine, if you didn't know. Don't like to necessarily assume that my viewers know everything that I'm talking about, especially if I'm not talking about beer. That smells very interesting. I mean, so you can, I'm still getting a little bit of the same smells from, you know, from the Wayfinder. So that basic cider smell. But I'm also getting like a dark fruit smell in here too. I personally have never, I'm not sure what God, I can't remember how to say that. Montmorency cherries are. I'll post a picture somewhere over here of what they are and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not sure what they're supposed to smell like. But this does smell a little bit sweeter. I'm almost getting kind of, what does it remind me of? Like brandy cherries, right? Maybe Luxardo cherries, you know? Or even the Traverse City cherries. Pretty much brandy cherries, right? The very expensive ones. They're like $1 a cherry. I'm just kidding. $1 a cherry. Or 50 cents a cherry. Let's just get into it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now I taste the cherries. And I'm instantly getting the, kind of reminds me of like maraschino cherries. You know, the cherries that you might get in a cocktail. Not brandy cherries though. But like the sweet ones, the ones that you might get on a shake or something like that. Or in a Sprite, like in a Shirley Temple maybe. But that's instantly the flavor that I was getting. Wow. Wow, and that is very, very present. And same as before, just like the Wayfinder. Did I already mention that this is called the Sunset? That's the name of this one. The Sunset Cherry Tart. Or Tart Cherry Cider. Although, to be fair, I would say this isn't that tart. This is very, I mean, there's some tartness there. Some dryness there. But it's not overwhelming. It's not uncomfortable. It's very easy drinking, just like the Wayfinder. And I honestly could probably go back and forth between these two. I really could. Wow. This one, of course, didn't have as much head as the Wayfinder. As you guys can see here, there is still residual head on the Wayfinder, but none on the Sunset here. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I don't really know what else to add other than there is one question that I do have. So one question that I've always gotten is, which one is sweeter? And I wouldn't necessarily say that one is sweeter than the other, but rather, I guess when people are wanting a cider, at least in my experience, you know, as a bartender server, I guess they're usually expecting mainly just the apple, right? They're expecting what they're used to, or, you know. But of course with the cherry tart, or the tart cherry, I'm sorry, excuse me. Sure, I think you get that maybe on the aroma, a little bit. But I want to say pretty much right away, you're tasting sweet cherries. And I don't know, I think some people are put off by that. Me personally, I think that's crazy. You know, it's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I would definitely order that. Shoot, I personally would actually, I think we only sell them in singles. I'm not sure if they come in Ash Elm sells them in 4-packs or 6-packs. Okay, Autumn is messing with the camera now. See what she's gonna do. Okay, so yeah, but I know at Sun King we only sell them in singles. But yeah, I personally highly recommend both of these, right? And like I said, if you just want something that's like your average cider, I would definitely go with the Wayfinder. Well, I don't really know what your average cider is going to be, honestly. But as the description says, it's semi-sweet. It's not necessarily dry. I mean, there's some dryness there. But it's not overly sweet. I personally think it's just right there in the middle. And then, of course, with this one here, pretty much the exact same thing to me. Autumn. Pretty much the exact same thing to me, but just with the added cherry taste. Both very delicious, and I still recommend. So with that being said, you guys, this has been Klaudless and Indy. Hold on. Once again, had to adjust the camera because my daughter wants to play with everything. But this has been Klaudless and Indy reviewing Ash Elm's Wayfinder and Sunset. The Wayfinder is the semi-sweet, and the Sunset is the cherry tart, and I enjoy them both. Personally, that's a 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely looking forward to trying some of their other stuff. If you like what I'm doing, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, tell your friends. Okay, I need trying to make some money, you know what I'm saying here. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys are a fan of my videos and you already know what's coming next, okay, cheers, slancha, salud, Nostrovia, skol, prost, peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.